Hey, everybody, welcome to Listing Group Therapy. Today we have an awesome, unique, something you haven't heard before. When I heard about this, I was so blown away. I was like, we immediately have got to have this listing therapist come on and talk to us today. So we have today with us Chelsea Anderson, Realtor extraordinaire, owner of the Red Door team, and she just put on an incredible event I heard about here that just drove, I mean, how many leads did you get? 20, 25? What was it? 20 leads?
About 20 leads between refis for my lender partner and then nurtures or leads for the next couple of years.
Yeah. How about that? So, I mean, it was like a total of, I don't know, am I overstating? It was like 32 pieces of business total combined, something like that?
Something like that, yeah.
From one single
Okay.
event. One single event, and that was all new stuff that wasn't already identified in Chelsea's database. So with that, we're going to dive right in. And Chelsea, kind of give us the high level about what it was you did. After that, we'll kind of start dissecting it and breaking it down as to why it worked and what your plan is for working with them. But what was it you did that drove this?
So in Mega Camp, there were a couple of things that stuck out to me, and there was a big team, and I'm like big team of 15 people or something that did a giveaway and had a bunch of call-ins. I was like, I think I can do that. I need like a fourth quarter spurt here, right? And I've got a little bit of time to put it together. So I got with one of my lenders who was totally on board, and we did a giveaway with about 3.5 weeks heads up and gave away a Traeger smoker package and then an at-home tailgating package. So each were about $1,000.
Awesome. So you put together you won, leveraged or a valued resource to you, right? Got your vendor involved.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had 3 weeks lead time up to this event, and you were giving away a Traeger smoker and a tailgating package, each valued at about $1,000. So yep. What did you do leading up to that 3 week lead time? What did things look like to drive attention to this event? And well, maybe before even getting there, maybe getting ahead of myself, what did you have people do to win it? What did they have to do to win the prizes?
They had to call in on October 22nd between a certain hour of the day. So like, I think we did it 9 to 3 and answer questions for us. And those questions were like, what's your birthday? So I can fix them into my database, right? And make sure I have everything right. Their email, their best phone number. And then, do you know anybody buying or selling? Do you have any real estate needs? Since I was doing it with my lender, it was, have you refinanced yet? Or do you know anybody who needs to? And then, do you know anybody looking for a career in real estate? And so they had to answer all of those questions to be entered.
I love it. I love it. So we're going to come back and unpack all of that. What did your program look like? What was your activities like for the 3 weeks leading up to this?
A lot of social media, a lot of database phone calls and emails going out to my database. So we did it in a newsletter, separate emails, lots of Facebook Live videos on both her page and my page, and sharing them back and forth, lots of that going on. And then texting the week of and the day of, don't forget type of thing to get people to call in.
That's fantastic. So if I'm in your database, how many times was your setup to have touched me to make sure if I got all of those touches you're talking about, how many touches would I have received to remind me October 22nd, call in?
Between 5 or 6.
Within the 3 week period, right? I love it. So what did your script look like? Let's say you were calling me. What does that look like if you were calling me to let me know about this?
It was really simple. It was just, hey, we're doing this. We called it a fall fun giveaway, and I wanted to let you know about it. Did you see our Facebook page? Because it had the reveals on what those packages look like. So you can kind of share and drive traffic that way. And then you talk about them and say, like, this super cool smoker. I don't know if you know Kyle's friend Barbecue Mike. He helped us pick it out. It's really awesome. And don't forget to register Market Calendar.
Super easy.
Really
I mean,
easy. Yeah.
How hard a conversation is that?
Mm-hmm.
And what was the response?
Most people were really excited. Some people were kind of confused. And so I've kind of learned that you have to tailor messages. People don't read or understand. So we had several people calling in early trying to register or calling immediately when I posted it on Facebook. Like, not quite, guys. So
Good try. Thanks for playing.
thanks for playing. You're a little early. Call back. So some of that was kind of funny, but everybody was really, really excited about it. And we let them know after the fact that we're going to do another one in the fall. And everybody's really excited. They're like, oh yeah, it was so much fun. I'm like, all you did was call in and talk to me for a minute and a half. But they had so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, it shows you how simple it can be, and we think that over time, oftentimes we have to overcomplicate this. And something, Chelsea, I think is really good about this is that this is a great way to do an event that is COVID friendly, or that it's, keeping the physical distancing, or anything else, right? This is a way to engage your entire database, engage a social media following without the need to have to worry about, oh my gosh, am I going to have enough people show up? Do I have enough food? Or nobody's coming, I'm going to have too much food. I mean, you don't have to worry about any of that happening.
Yeah.
And they're all coming to you, right? They're all coming to you. Now, they only come to you, of course, if you've done the work ahead of time. So something I would suggest that if, as you're listening to this, is that you take the cues from Chelsea in how she contacted her database. It wasn't just a one, I'm going to just call people. It wasn't just, I'm going to send out emails and hope that does it. It was a multifaceted approach to communicate and touch everyone in different ways multiple times, right? Text, phone, social media, newsletter, email blast. I mean, like you said, if I received all of the touches, it'd have been 5 or 6 different ones. And how varied was the message in each of those channels?
For the most part, it was pretty much the same. We made like 2 or 3 graphics that we used everywhere so that they knew this was that type of thing. And then the message kind of changed on like how much leeway it was, or whether it was a video or a post, but most of our posts were pretty much exactly the same. The week of, it's like pick your favorite package and look into them. You have 3 days left, mark your calendar. And then it went into the same exact, there was a lot of copy paste.
Yeah, and that's exactly what it should be. Don't overcomplicate it when you have the opportunity to do an event like this, because the message, you want that message to be not just heard once, you want them to hear it multiple times, right? It's not just, hey, I'm doing this, and so next time I got to like completely change it all up and do everything different. No, just drop the same message for them multiple times. That is the point. That is the purpose of branding, of marketing, is to get them to hear the message multiple ways and take action. Which is exactly
the week of, the message kind of shifted to here's what you have to do. Because as I said, we were getting calls early from people. And one guy was like, am I on the radio? Where did you get that idea? No, you're not on the radio. So it was like, here, step 1, call me between these hours. Step 2, go through your registration. Step 3, follow us on Facebook so you can watch it at 5 when we did our live drawing of our winners. And so it was like, we made it as stupid simple as you could get it towards the end. So people really, like, if they're moving fast, they can figure it out.
Right. And they can see, here's my 5 steps, or maybe even have it bulleted out with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, not the actual dots, that kind of thing. I think it's important for us to talk about these details, where some may think like, well, yeah, obviously you do it. No, you see so often, I see so often when people are doing any kind of a messaging, that there's not enough consistency with it. They don't make it as simple. They don't make it something quickly. Like you said, if I'm just going through it really quick, I may not read the top, but I'll do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, well, I need to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I may not have read the rest, but I skim and I hit those things to do them. So how much time did that take you in those 3 weeks?
The biggest time consuming part was probably the phone calls and the text messages, because everything else was pretty crafted and I pushed a lot of it off to my assistant. So the videos, it was, fun. I would meet my lender. She got one of the packages and I did the other one that we did at the store. And so we just met for 10 minutes and each pushed out a couple of live videos and took some other videos that we could use as like collateral throughout the week to keep pushing, like, here's a close up of this and whatever. So probably like all combined marketing time and everything outside of phone calls and text maybe a couple of hours, few hours, not a lot.
Yeah, not time consuming, not overwhelming.
Mm-mm.
And like you said, it was, you meet up with the lender. Let's shoot a quick live video. Get a couple of other collateral pieces while you're there, and then you're able to leverage your assistant to say, okay, here's the pieces. Roll them out there, copy paste, right, to do it. So
Yeah.
you're able to ensure the consistency and the quality of the message. If you don't have an assistant, folks, Command or other programs will auto post for you. You can do the scheduling posts. In fact, even within Facebook itself, you can schedule
Yeah.
posts onto your
That's what we
page.
did too. We did 2 or 3 a week.
Perfect, perfect. Now, and you talked about you spent $1,000. All right, was it scary to put up $1,000, knowing that, okay, well, am I going to actually see a return on this?
I mean, I was really hoping for a return. I wasn't nervous until the morning of, and I was texting my lender at 6 a.m. going, "What if nobody calls?" But
What did we do?
but it was like, ah, whatever. So yeah, it ended up costing $1,100 between $100 Facebook boost and um she and I split the packages. So I put up 1,000 and she put up 1,000 for the other one.
Yeah. And so on one hand, it can seem like, okay, well, that was a really big investment up front, but you're looking for what it's going to turn into, right? I mean,
Yeah.
talk about one deal pays for it. How many other things do you do out there as an agent? You've done it when they're like, oh, just one deal will pay for whatever the cost is, and you did it, and it was more expensive than something like this. So this really, and does it have to be $1,000?
Probably not. We were trying to do something that was exciting enough to get people to call, and we were doing Facebook boost to people I didn't know. So I wanted to expand the database by doing that. So
See, so you had additional strategy in there as to why you were investing in it. So that investment also allowed you to build your database as well as to find additional potential pieces of business. And if you're out there thinking, I don't have $1,000 to spend on, well, find something that you do have the money to spend on. Spend something on 250, right? I mean, Apple Watch, give away an Apple Watch, give away an iPad, give away, a night vacation somewhere or something, right? You can come up with these things to make it happen, and then just promoting. People want to win.
or just
People,
get extra partners. So it
yes,
was really a $2,000 event, but I only spent one.
right. So, how did you convince your partner to do it?
I said, "Hey, Jackie, do you want to do this?" And she's like, "Yeah, I'm on board. Tell me what I need." I'm like, okay.
How hard was that, right? And that's the
Yeah.
power of having strategic partners. When you have a strategic partner, instead of spreading all your business to like 900 places, when you have just a handful of ones that you do your primary business with, that they are your partner, you can rely on for this sort of thing. Now,
Mhm.
let's talk about the day of. So you've been doing these touches, right? The 5, 6 touches that a person would have received. You've bought the stuff. It's the day of. What was the time frame you were having them call between?
9 and 3.
9 and 3. All right. Talk about a nice lead gen block, right? And they're going to call you. So what happened? Tell us what happened.
So I have a phone line for work through Grasshopper, which is like I don't know how you explain it, but you can like forward it to different numbers. So I set it up that if anybody called in, I set up a pre-recorded message that was like, "Thanks for calling. You have the giveaway. If we don't get you right now, leave a message and we'll call you back." And it rang through. I had my mom there and Jackie there to answer phones. And so it rang through on all 3 of our phones, and it was just answer it. And I literally had the the script all typed out and printed out.
Mm-hmm.
So this is it. You just grabbed one and read it. It was really, really easy.
That's awesome. And so your mom was able to do it, Jackie was able to do it, and everybody's collecting the same information.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody's telling them the same information. And so what
Yeah.
did that look like?
So it looked like it literally was grab this, fill it out, and then
Like, what are
say
the things you were collecting, the information again?
it's the email, the phone number, the birthday. Do you have any real estate needs? Looking for referrals, looking for refinances, and looking for anybody interested in a real estate career.
I love it. And look at all the different ways. Think of all the different ways that you provide a person an opportunity to give you a yes to one of those. And I would dare say the majority had, I mean, the majority were not saying no, 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 no.
Yeah,
The
about
majority
half
had
of them
something.
said no through most of it. And so then the other half had yes to something. So that's how we got it.
That's fantastic. And your results from doing
We,
this
we
again?
had over 20 people added through the database just on the Facebook command boost. Had 62 people call in. I had 12 refi referrals for Jackie, 10 referrals for myself, and then somewhere between 5 and 10 nurtures for the next couple of years.
That's amazing. So think about that, guys, of how that business all was able to be done through being prospecting based and marketing enhanced, right? Yes, you spent the money on the giveaway, but and you were putting out some marketing pieces, but you were prospecting based in this. You were calling people, you were sending out the messages. There was plenty of process work put in place to be able to get the word out. And then the prospecting, you flipped the script on the prospecting. They called you, right?
Mm-hmm.
62
Yeah.
callings. So 62 people called you that day, 62 touches, 62 conversations about real estate, all because you had put this out there, and you have 10 referrals and 5 or so already said, yeah, I'm going to do something, nurtures that you're working on. Well worth the return on the money that you spent, hands down. Hands down. Any questions? Claudia, you're out there. Do you have any questions for Chelsea on this?
I do. I was wondering, what were the gifts again?
One was a Traeger smoker, and it's huge. So well, I don't know if you could see it on my Facebook page, but it's like a massive smoker that literally is like chest high. And then it was all of so if you were like brand new to smoking, it was everything to get you started. And the other one was an at-home tailgating package. So it was a TV, a Yeti cooler, custom cornhole boards, a rollaway grill, some craft beer, local craft beer in the cooler, and a couple bags of chips.
Oh, wow. Okay. That's cool. Yeah. I just was curious what gifts would really attract like a lot of attention. And those,
the smoker was like the big one. Everybody was like, I want that smoker. So
those smokers, like where you grill outside sort of ish, right? I'm not a cooker. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. That sounds good. Got it.
Like those big black metal, like hooded things.
Right. And so in order for the clients to win, all they have to do was give you their information. They didn't necessarily need to have a real estate need, just call and get
they just had to go through and answer all the questions.
Got it. Wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right, so I'm going to show your Facebook page here. You can kind of walk us through what some of the
Sure.
stuff was that's on here.
Can you see it? Because so tricky thing, I actually blocked all the agents from seeing it. Okay, you can see stuff. When I shared it to my personal page, so I wasn't sure if it would work back in reverse because I didn't want agents calling in to win it.
Oh yeah, and that's a good point. So explain that again, what you did there. So yeah, because as agents, we have a lot of other agents that we follow and are friends with, and you don't want them calling. So how did you do that? Explain that again.
You can make a group out of your friends on Facebook, and then when you go to share something, you can say share this publicly or share this to certain groups. And you can also do it the reverse, share it to everybody except certain groups. So I have an agent group, and so there's like 100 and some people in there. So I said everybody except these guys, because if they call me to win it, I'm going to throw it in the trash. So that's what I did. Unless they were out of state agents, I let those ones roll.
That's awesome. So we see on here it was just playing one of your teasers. You've got the game in the background, a quick little Facebook Live. Hey, come make sure you watch it. Here's another giveaway. I love it, co-branded, and it's when you're going to call, be on. Additional information. There's another one, and I didn't even go back to the beginning of these.
Yeah, the beginning has there's the drawing. So we literally went and had a beer to celebrate because I was absolutely exhausted. We drew it in the parking lot of the bar.
Perfect.
I don't know if I can say that, but that's what we did.
That's perfect. So let's see if I can go back. Oh, there we go. So here's the close-up of the first package, tailgating. Look at that, the grill. So you had a grill that you were giving away that can roll, stands up.
Yep. So when you can actually watch games again, it's still useful. if you're going to actually go tailgating.
Mhm.
So if you scroll down, Jason, it'll go
Yeah.
more towards the actual big reveals. So there's one of them for Jackie. This is our big tailgating package with the TV and the chips and the cooler and then the cornhole boards. And so that's basically it. And I went to the team that shared this at Mega Camp and stopped their Facebook page and screenshotted all of theirs. So I can't even like take credit for most of the wording and stuff like that. Like I literally screenshotted theirs, was like they had success. I gave those to my assistant and she used those to create our posts.
Totally. Why try to reinvent it? That's great. That's really great. And so that was the second package reveal.
That was the first one, and then the tailgating one was like a week and a half later.
Okay, so
I think that was about the first that we said
Okay.
anything about it.
So here you have this one, which is cool. And the cornhole boards, were you giving away only Auburn ones?
No, they were custom, so you could do
There you
whatever you
go.
wanted. Those were just the ones she had.
Uh-huh.
So they weren't made yet. They're getting made right now for the winter.
That's cool.
Mhm.
And then the Traeger.
That's the Traeger one. So that's the big smoker. And it had rubs, sauces, grilling utensils, pellets, and I think a t-shirt.
That's fantastic.
And it helps because the owner of the store, Barbecue Island, is a friend of ours. And so he's the one who put it all together. We leveraged him to do that and said, here's the budget, pick it out for me. And so that's how he did it.
That's awesome. That's really, really awesome. So, folks, if you're out there, it's not that hard to have to go and get people to call you. I would have had to spend a long time thinking about this. That's why I said I never would have come up with something quite like this, right? I think it's just absolutely brilliant. And when Chelsea had finished it, I ran into her in the parking lot here at the office, and she told me what she did, and I was just like, "You did what? That is so freaking awesome! You have got to come and tell people about it." So, folks, any other questions? And how soon are you going to go out and do this? Is what I want to know from people. Like immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you already have one planned for spring, Chelsea.
Yep.
Any teasers as to what that one might look like?
I don't know yet. I don't know if it's going to be right before Mother's Day or if it's going to be right before spring break. I don't know yet.
Yeah, but what a wonderful way to engage your community, to be providing a significant standout value, because I'm certain that the people who participated in it, they were also telling people, oh, I did this and I was part of that. Mm-hmm. So in your database, are these people now tagged as having participated in this event? So, these people participated in this event. You now know also that, hey, when I go back and I communicate with them, I can reference that sort of thing.
Yep. And they all got a thank you call the week after.
Excellent. Excellent. So even the thank you call, I love it. The pieces of this are just so huge and so robust. Chelsea, anything else you'd want to share about this?
I don't think so. There's a few things that we'll probably do a little bit differently, but I want to leverage more of like the personal stuff and tagging things. So to build off the success that we had, we'll probably tag the winners in the next go around and redo some of that stuff so that we can keep building.
Tag them, interview them.
Exactly. We gave the drop off Facebook Live. So one of the gals that won is a client of mine. We wound up at the same wedding that weekend. So we're all dolled up. She was in the wedding, but I handed her all of her tailgating stuff. So it's a little bit more ridiculous fun, but I think we're going to do a little bit more of that side of it for the next round.
Yeah, that's fantastic. Also, I would add, if you weren't asking for it, I would recommend everybody get a physical address when you're getting that information for people, because in Command, we were able to do those neighborhood nurtures for folks. And that becomes a really great way to be able to get that address. People are like, oh, I have to give you my address to register. Okay, here's my address.
Yeah, they don't even question it. Yeah, here's the bus number for me.
Yeah. Yep. Oh, here it is. Yep. Sign me up. I want to win that thing.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Yep.
it. I love it. All right. Well, Chelsea, thanks for being on. Claudia, anything else you have? How did you pick the winner? All right. I see here in the chat, we have a how did you pick the winner?
These signups and just folded them up and put them in the cooler and drew 2 out from the cooler Facebook Live again, because that's what we were telling everybody. We're doing the drawing live at 5. So tune in and on either of our Facebook pages. So it was the only technical difficulty in the whole thing. I couldn't get her iPhone to like go Facebook Live. So I had mine and not hers, and so it's kind of ridiculous, but that's how we drew it. And then over the weekend, we got everything to everybody.
Yeah. Really awesome. Chelsea, thank you for taking the time to come over and talk to us, be our guest listing therapist today. I can't wait to hear the success stories that come from this. And folks, if you have questions about how Chelsea did this or where to find stuff on it, ask her, right? She'll only charge you a little bit.
Yep.
For it, right? She'll only charge you a little bit so she can fund her next event. I'm just kidding. She's not going to charge you. But ask her, right? And maybe we'll need to have you do a training here for the office on this event for us. That would be pretty darn awesome as well. So everybody, thanks for joining us for Listing Group Therapy. Get out there, be safe, and be strong. Until next time.
Thank you.
Thank you, Jason.